Right everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are having the class of 22 of Barcelona. I started this little mini-series last week where I wanted to look at Manchester United and see how they would get on, just trying to push forward those youth players. We obviously put Erik ten Hag in charge of Man United. They didn't do very well. Go check out the video. I will link it in the description down below. But today I thought we need a little bit more of an easier challenge. So we're going to head over to Spain. We have put a 10-year transfer ban at Barcelona. I've also moved out a few squad players just to clear the pathway a little bit more easily to try and get those youngsters through. Obviously, Barcelona have got Xavi in charge as well. He's doing a fantastic job. So everything is set up. I'm thinking La Liga is a little bit easier. Barcelona are so big, so dominant in the country in terms of top 2, top 3. They might be able to maintain, at the very least, Champions League football every single season. Now, what I'd like you to do is, number 1, smash a like on today's video. That'd be really much appreciated. Number 2, let me know down in the comments where you think this Barcelona will be in 10 years. How will they be? Will they be a Champions League winner? Will they just be a La Liga mid-table team, similar to what Manchester United turned out to be after their 10-year transfer ban had finished? And number 3, if you want to start your very own series with a 10-year transfer ban with a little bit of tack cleared out the squad, link down to the database file. Go put that in your Football Manager folder, and yeah, you will have your very own 10-year transfer ban Let's Play series with Barcelona. All right, guys, let's get into today's class of 22. A massive thank you to the OneFootball app for sponsoring today's video. The OneFootball app is available free to your mobile devices and is available via the link down in the description. The best place to get all the league news, transfer gossip, results, even live football and match highlights. I am using the OneFootball app daily at the moment, keeping up to date with everything that is going on in La Liga. In particular, keeping up with my beloved Athletic Club Bilbao, watching their match highlights, news and gossip, interviews as well. Not only can you follow leagues and teams, but also players. I've been using it to follow individual players' performances, have a look at their in-depth statistics throughout the season, which helps me create the tactic videos you are currently seeing on the channel for Football Manager. Thank you once again to the OneFootball app. Link down in the description. Go check it out. Go download it. It does support the channel. Right, let's get back into today's video. All right, boys, welcome back to the channel. So here we are now. The squad, even though I've moved a few players up, there's been a few little changes, and you never know quite sure what's going to happen in when you start up a new game. So in the Barcelona B, we do have players like Oscar, is it Mingueza? We'll go with Mingueza, that sounds good. Mingueza. A player that played a lot of, I think, more football under Ronald Koeman, not so much now because obviously Dani Alves is in. But a player who you would regard as quite an important part of potentially the Barcelona future in terms of perhaps nothing more than a squad player. But he's starting in the B team, so it'll be interesting to see if he finally gets that progression. And then there's a couple of other ones. Nico is starting in there. Ilias is also starting down there. He's sort of like still a fair bit off in terms of being good enough for the first team. So I think a couple of seasons for them three in the B team will do them the world of good. As for the main team, we've released Samuel and TT. We've cleared out all of the outgoing loans and put them as permanent deals. So people like Pjanic, Griezmann, all off the books. I cancelled Luke de Jong's loan as well. We've still got Adama Traore. Now, I don't think, because they haven't got a set fee at the end of it, I imagine it's an optional, I don't think that transfer will go through. I think if it was a ready-made loan to buy kind of deal, he would sign then for Barca at the end of the season. So we've kept him in. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I imagine because they're under a transfer ban, they're not going to be allowed to trigger that 30 million. But we've kept Traore in anyway. And then obviously players like Fati is going to be important over the next 10 seasons. I think if we look at the age, a lot of these, if we get, say, as far as De Jong, so De Jong, Dembele, and upwards, these players are all going to be 34 years and younger. So there is a massive, massive amount of players that could potentially shape the future of the club over the next 10 seasons. They've got a nice array of players in different areas. Look, Garcia, Araujo could be the main centre-backs for the next 10 years. Xavi's going to come into the middle midfield with Pedri. They're going to have Torres leading, maybe potentially leading the line. With players like probably squad players of Puig and Collado, Fati to one side, Balde at left back potentially, Frank de Jong probably leading the way as maybe captain in 10 years' time. Will Xavi be there? Now, I've done a couple of Let's Play series with other teams, and Xavi has actually stayed a long, long time at the club, so it'd be really interesting to see if he can manage. I think Manchester United went through 3 managers. They went through Erik ten Hag, And then they finished with De Zerbi, and then there was someone else in the middle. I think it was even Ancelotti, I think, at some point. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see. We've kept some of the old boys. I wasn't just going to get rid of anyone. I think Aubameyang has been fantastic, so I wanted to keep him. Alba, Busquets, Piqué, Dani Alves will all naturally sort of like disappear as the seasons develop. Okay, right, let's go and fast forward 10 years. Before we do, what I want you to do as well, let me know down in the comments, which of these young starlets, is it going to be someone from the B team? Is the one, or even potentially from the under-19s, really going to step forward and become the superstar of Barca in what will be 2031? All right, let's go and find out. Right, and here we are, 2031, July the 8th. Barcelona, as you can maybe see on the screen, have started to spend big. They've not spent any money for 10 years, so they may have a few pounds in the bank. I think in the game, they start on minus 20, about 29 million, I think. But obviously, there will be loans and stuff like that. But you'd imagine, after 10 years, as long as they've not completely fallen, you would imagine that they've had the opportunity to really strengthen. And as you could see, they're diving straight in to try and sign some big players. So let's have a little look at the squad. Okay, so players that are still there: Garcia, Frankie de Jong, Araujo, Nico, Xavi, Pedri, Fati, Torres, Ilias is there as well, looking very, very good. 160 grand a week. So yeah, they've kept what I would consider the core of it. If there's anyone that I'm surprised he's not there, Balde, I suppose, he's not there. So we'll find out in a minute where they are. But let's go and have a little look and see how Barca have done in La Liga over the last 10 years. Okay, so here we are, 2021-22 seasons, first season in the game. They actually finished second, which you'd kind of expect as a minimum. Remember, you had Aubameyang, all the other players in there as well, Busquets, etc. So you'd expect them to do pretty well, but they did finish 21 points behind Real Madrid. In Season 2, they won the league, 86 points. In Season 3, they won the league with 86 points. Then third, then second, then second again, then third. Villarreal win the title with 82 points. Then third again, fourth, and there we go. So they've never actually dropped outside of the top four. So they've had Champions League football every single season. Have they won the big one, which is the Champions League? And no, they haven't. I don't think there's actually been. Man City won it, Juventus, PSG, Juventus, PSG, Man City, Juventus. Dear me, Juventus 4-time winners over the last 10 seasons. Absolutely flying. Liverpool and PSG. Have they still got Xavi in charge? We've never actually looked if they've got Xavi in charge. No, they've got Simone Inzaghi. Simone Inzaghi, who's been at the helm since 2030. When did they change? When did Xavi get the boot? There may be multiple managers in between, but because Barcelona have done pretty well, you would have thought that it might have just gone from Xavi, and it did. 2021 to October in 2030. Oscar Lopez, obviously, caretaker position, and then Simone Inzaghi, there he is. He's had 2 league wins. He's had 5 cup wins. Spanish, so he's won the Spanish Cup 3 times, 2 Super Cup wins as well, and hasn't had a job just yet. So, moving on to the best 11, we're looking at players who played a lot of games. Frankie de Jong played a lot of games, 500 games. He's still at the club. Busquets obviously retired. Dembele has retired. Nice little midfield combination of the treble of Nico, Xavi and Pedri. There he is, £275,000 a week. Played, he's sort of like swapped in and out of the B team a little bit, which is weird. He kind of starts off with the B team, but he's had pretty regular appearances, as you can see. 32, 34, 26, 29, 37, kind of broke in. Barcelona B, there's his breakthrough season, maybe playing 11 games. Then 14, and then after that, he comes pretty much a first-team regular. Xavi coming together quite nicely, coming into his peak at 26. Decent numbers from central midfield. You're looking at 7, 10, 12 league goals in all competitions. A dozen assists in all competitions as well. Pedri, decent numbers, probably a little bit better as well than Xavi. He's got 11 goals, 15 assists in the 2029-30 season. Decent numbers playing from central midfield. Fati, there he is, absolute superstar. as injuries cost him. He's had a couple of slow ones there. 23, he's probably had an injury-ravaged season there where he's missed a good proportion of the season. In 2021-22, he did manage 26 league appearances and then has done okay. And over the last sort of like 3 or 4, 5 seasons, apart from that season there where he only scored 10 in 20, but once again, another probably injury-ravaged season, 22 goals in 30 league games and then 15 in 26, 14 in 30, and then, to be fair, 18 and 33 is not a bad turnaround. Torres is still at the club, 31 years old now, has made a decent impact. A lot of people that looks like they haven't gone for that absolute beast. There is still Depay there. He's retired now. He's manager of Zaragoza. Of course he is. How did he do? He had a couple of really good seasons, look. 30, 12, 20, 17. So a lot of the goals, I think, what you expect from probably Barcelona at the moment, is they're pretty well spread out between 3, 4, 5. If Xavi, Pedri are getting close to double figures, Fati getting double figures, Torres getting double figures, and then someone playing off as a striker. Obviously, there's Dembele, whose record we can't see, but he did have 159 extra appearances by the looks of it. We've got Elias here, who's coming into his prime. What's he done game time-wise? Yeah, has racked up a good proportion of the games. He sort of like broke into the team in 2023. So what's that, like season 3? Season 3 started to break in. Then from season 4 he went on loan to Real Sporting. Season 5 then really started breaking in. Yeah, and then has played regular football, scoring once again in and around that 10, 12 goal mark in La Liga. Araujo is now club captain, really good centre-half, 32 years old. I think he's just signed a new deal at Barcelona. It's a shame because he was linked to Manchester United. I was hoping Man United were going to sign him because I really do like him. Alongside Eric Garcia, which you'd expect. It looks like he's been kind of moulded into a little bit of a right back. Right, last little thing we'll do. We'll go through the transfers, see which players were on their way out. So Aubameyang went off quite early by the looks of it. He's a loan fee to Zenit in season 2. He does have quite a big drop-off, doesn't he? Wage is still there, but he is now at Ajax. Didn't feature. He finally went in 24-25 to Atleti. Oscar Menguiza, 2.7 million he went. He's had big moves after that. That's an absolute bargain by Deportivo. It is a player at Betis. It is a player, I think, guys. If you're in the game, if you're in off that sort of like top tier, really elite European club, this guy will be an absolutely fantastic. Look, he can play anywhere across the back four. I suggest you get involved and get him signed. 2.7 is an absolute bargain. Sergio Dest went for 31.5. Sergio Roberto went, but he'll be quite old now. He would have been going towards the back end. I think he starts about 29-30 in the game anyway. Iñaki Pena, the goalkeeper, someone I thought might become the number one at the club, has been sold to Wolfsburg for £40 million. That's a bit of a surprise because the keepers they've got at the club at the moment are not that great. Emir Demir went as well. He ended up going on a free. He looks actually pretty nice, 27 years old. He ended up leaving on a free to Eibar. Balde went to Benfica, so maybe just in the game he's not just quite kicked on as what you would have maybe hoped for a left-back. Still, he's racking up really good numbers. I imagine he's playing probably a little bit further forward for Benfica because he's racking up really good numbers. And Joel, 32 million, regen, ended up going from Barcelona. That's a weird one. He's not really played, to be fair. He didn't make an appearance for Barcelona in the first team. But now he's at Liverpool. Is he? He's decent. He would have definitely been good enough for the first team by now. So they've sold pretty big. First signing after the transfer window, they've brought in a Danish centre-half, so they really are going to strengthen, aren't they? There's plenty of bids going on at the moment as well, so they're really going to kick on. I imagine their finances as well are pretty good. By the way, if you get this skin, Vince skin, I've done a video on it. Go check it out. You get to see all the club's finances in a nice little preview box. So it's a good way of just seeing how other clubs are doing financially. So there you go. Barcelona, 540 million in the bank. They've got a transfer budget of 223 million. I imagine they will go crazy on that. 6 million wage budget. Current wage budget, 4.3. So they've got a lot to spend as well in the wages. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. If you would like, I'd only plan to do a Manchester United and Barcelona one of these, but if you would like to see one more class of 22, let me know down in the comments which club anywhere in the world you would like me to do. All right, guys, take care. See you later, and we'll see you Saturday night. I'm back streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv, Trek FM, carrying on our series with Burnley. All right, cheers, guys. Take care. See you later. A big thank you to all the patrons on the channel listed on the screen right now. Thank you very much for your support. If you would like to support the channel just a little bit extra a month, go check out the link in the description, which heads you over to the Patreon site. And once again, a big thank you to all the boys on screen right now. Your support is absolutely tremendous. Keeps the lights on this channel. Take care, guys. Thanks a lot.